Any surprises of the season? Do you reckon any players will potentially be picks of the season for you, mate? If you had to pick a couple,
I'd say one in particular, but I think Bruno Guimaraes this year. I think the impact that he had on Newcastle the second half of the season, I thought really helped them to finish where they did finish at the end. And I think again, if a full season, full pre-season for Newcastle, I think he could be very, very good in the midfield this year. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because again, we could say this now and then, in a month's time, it could be a couple of more players brought into the league. So it's interesting. But yeah, for me, Bruno Guimaraes would be my lookout.
Yeah, obviously he is valued at 6 million as well. Bear with me, Chas. Obviously, just going to sort that out if I can. Get that up. There we go. Bish, bash, bosh. As we can see, I'll have a little look in terms of statistics-wise. Anyway, what commonly is probably the best occurrence? Really, we'll have a little look at obviously in terms of statistics from last season. In terms of your team selection going into this year's fantasy football, obviously the main goal scorers from last season obviously were Mohamed Salah with 23, Son 23. So obviously you can see Harry Kane, Sadio Mane, who's moved to Bayern Munich anyway, Kevin De Bruyne for 15 goals from midfield, which is he does take a lot of the set pieces, a lot of the free kicks as well. So good shouts there. Jota, 15 goals. Jamie Vardy. John, would you say Jamie Vardy's probably people out there playing as well? He's quite a commonly picked striker because he always does guarantee you goals throughout the Premier League campaign, don't you, mate?
He does, but for me, I think Jamie Vardy is on the downslope. I want to hit 15 goals anywhere near that this season.
Yeah, as you said there, mate, he did have quite a couple of injuries going into the back end of last season anyway, everyone. But we'll have a little quick look in terms of obviously the top 30. Well, I've got the top 20 players from the fantasy football last year. So obviously this is your top 11 to 20. Obviously you've got players here. James Ward-Prowse got 159 points and he was valued at 6.5 million last year. Cristiano Ronaldo surprisingly only amassed a points total of 159. Laporte, obviously a couple of clean sheets for Manchester City last season, 160 points. Obviously Raheem Sterling coming at 16th ranked in the table with 163 points. Mason Mount got a lot of goals, a lot of assists as well. Chelsea's top goal scorer last year. Joel Matip, quite high up there as well. He registered 170 points. And obviously the Liverpool's three there, Alisson Becker, quite high up. We'll have a little quick look in terms of the stats. Is he yes, he obviously was the goalkeeper with the most points last year in fantasy football. So he's probably a commonly picked player, and he was valued at 5.5. I think he's valued at 6 million this season as well. Bukayo Saka, he was ranked 11th last season. Then we go into the top 10 players of the fantasy football last season. Obviously, James Maddison leading the way for Leicester. Virgil van Dijk, 183 points. Andy Robinson, 186. Harry Kane, surprisingly, Connor, I thought he would have got a lot more points, but historically, him and Salah have always been the top three players in fantasy football, haven't they?
Yeah, I think, but to be fair though, I think Harry Kane last year, I think he got like a handful of points last year for the first 15 games of the season. So he did pretty well to recover, where he did last year. But he was such a poor start at the start of last season, wasn't it? Because of the Manchester City links. But again, you'd expect him to be in the top 2, top 3. But again, reasonable for the poor start to last year.
Yeah, obviously valued at 11.5 million last season there, Connie, as you said, spot on. Hopefully, if you have selected Kane or if you are going to select Kane, you're not expecting or you're not hoping that he, as Connor said, he did start off the league campaign quite slow as well. And obviously, he had a couple of injuries over the last couple of years and I tell you what, Harry Kane is probably in the top 3 every single season, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably more or less, you 100% will get more than 192 points. I'll tell you, probably easy getting the top 5 for this coming season. Anyway, Kevin De Bruyne obviously leading Manchester City in the Premier League as well, helping them solidify yet another Premier League title. He was he was just behind, obviously, Jared Bowen in terms of the midfield race and Heung-min Son. But technically, he probably could class Heung-min Son as an attacker. But Fantasy Football did have Heung-min Son down as a midfielder last season. So João Cancelo there, 201 points. Jared Bowen, 206 points. Be interesting to see if you at home, everyone, or if you do select Jared Bowen. We'll have a little look at the price anyway, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a couple of players. He was valued at 8.5, but it was probably one that flew under the radar, especially in the early season. Pretty sure his price, as the season did progress, his price did drop a fair bit anyway. And obviously got Trent in the top 3, 208 points. Obviously Heung-min Son getting 258, and Salah beating Son by 7 points. And obviously Salah costing an extra million there, and he's jumped up to 13.5 million. So, chat as well, we will head over. If you are watching live or if you are watching on the repeat, as I said, the link to the league that we do create will be in the description, most importantly. Connor, you're selecting your team as we progress, aren't you, mate? And obviously John is selecting his team as well. John's going to be totaling up his team selection. But Connor, who are you thinking? And chat as well. Who are you thinking for your goalkeeper spot? This is my obviously team that I'm going to be creating, but as we progress through the team, and let me know, Con. Who have you gone with for your goalkeeper? Your main goalkeeper this season?
So I'd love to go Arsene, but I've got 3 other Liverpool players in mind. But for me, I've gone with Chelsea's Mendy in at 5 mil. I think, again, Chelsea defensively under Thomas Tuchel has been quite good. And again, it depends on signings, of course. You know, they've already got rumoured with the likes of De Ligt over the last couple of days. But for me, I think goalkeeper, you don't have to go, 5.5. You can go 4.5, of course, Raya from Brentford as well. But for me, I've gone with Mendy. I think he's a safe choice. And I think Chelsea's opening games as well, they're quite decent for him. So, yeah, for me, got Mendy.
Yeah, it's a good shout there as well, everyone. Obviously, fixtures are quite important. John, who are you thinking for your goalkeeper in this team? Obviously, as Con said there, Alisson did get the top points accumulator last year in the league. But who do you reckon you'll go for in terms of your goalkeeper spot, mate?
I'm going. The only one to go for is Ali.
Ali straight away, getting your Liverpool selection in there, mate. Yeah, good shouts there as well, chat. Let me know who you will be selecting in your goalkeeper position. Obviously, Rob's gone with Nick Pope as well. Interesting. It's a good shout, that, Rob, in relation to that. For me, bit of a mad one, but I am going to go Emi Martinez for me, mate. I think, obviously, we'll speak about the defenders, but I think he's quite a reliable goalkeeper. For me, mate, he's quite good at penalty saves. You look at in and around, obviously, Fabianski was a good shout last year. He got 136. He was in the top 5. And as that little intro video did state, that a big shout and a big undercard would have been Raya, but and then probably, as we say, the goalkeeper. I always do this, really. Where's the other Brighton goalkeeper? What can we do by price? Yeah, we can. There we go. We'll probably go the cheapest. Definitely not using a Liverpool selection here, chat, as well. Probably a keeper that does play, but hang on, is it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Foster, aren't I? Especially being a Tottenham goalkeeper. So there we go, chat. That's my 2 goalkeeper selections anyway. I think that is, lads, would you say that was a decent selection, or who would you go? Connor, who have you gone with your second backup? Have you gone with a low price goalkeeper?
I've got Mendy and Fraser Foster, because if Lloris gets injured, Spurs, Fraser Foster, not the second choice. I think that's pretty much safe to go for Foster.
Especially in an Antonio Conte system as well, mate. If Lloris does get injured, and we all know, as you said there, Con, we know how defensively sound Conte's team are historically within league campaigns. John, who have you gone with your backup goalkeeper, or have you gone with quite a low option yet again?
I've gone with Foster myself.
Yeah, it seems like chat. Let me know. As Rob said there, does Foster get extra points for the vlogs over 100k?
Wrong Foster.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. That one, la. Obviously, did you used to play for Southampton? Is it Fraser Foster? Yeah, obviously, of course. So the defense chat as well. We dive into the defense. Connor, who did you select for your first defender?
Short and sweet. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
You've gone big. You've gone bloody big there. Hang on, I've gone.
To be fair, my defense, I'd say, is pretty big. I might be wrong for this, but yeah, I think I've gone pretty big for defense.
So you splashed the majority of your cash on the defense, then, have you?
Yeah, maybe.
So, John, who are you going to select? Dare I ask? Are you going to be picking Trent?
Part of me wants to pick Trent, but I'm also thinking Ramsey.
Ramsey for an undercard. Obviously, you can only have 3 Liverpool players within your team. No, you can. You can only have like 3 of the same club in your team as well. It's all right there, lad. The prices are all here, mate. As you can see there, you got Eric Dyer. Well, don't anyone will be picking Eric Dyer, but if anyone's new to fantasy football as well, what you want to do is obviously picking set piece takers, obviously players that have got that ability to score a goal as well. You got Marcus Alonso.
Yeah.
So he's valued at 5.5 million there as well. And he did get quite a lot of points considering obviously Chilwell was injured last year. So that's a good shout there, John. I'm going to go with... Yeah, I cannot not pick Trent, can I? There we go. So I've gone with Trent. I'm going to go Matty Cash is quite good value as well, would you say, chat? Connor, I'm gonna have to. Can't turn down 5 million for Matty Cash. For me, I think that's excellent value.
Yeah, it is good value if you want to go elsewhere. I don't know. I think it depends on how how Villa attacks. I think it's also interesting to see, the second half of last season. I think might come into it a bit.
Actually, I'm not thinking about that, Con. You told me about that.
don't say that.
I'm picking a Villa player. Clean sheets, Tottenham. I've got to pick a Tottenham centre half. How much is Romero chat as well? Where is he? Am I being blind? Is it right in front of me?
Just type Romero in the search bar.
Is he less than 5 million? Romero.
How much have you got to spend again?
5 million for Romero, right? That's
100
Yeah, 100 million. So I'm going to go with Romero because he was absolutely class last season as well, chat. So for me, and I'm pretty sure with Conte this season, I think the more time he does have with his team, he'll have a lot more clean sheets. I would go Reece James. I had him last year as well, chat. But it's if he gets injured again, and I can't be dealing with it. Gotta go with... Oh, tell you what. Cucurella, but it's if he does go. John, do you think Cucurella could be an outside shot? I'd do Cucurella if he was guaranteed game time for Manchester City. But obviously, if the transfer does happen anyway, it's a good shout there. Saying that, no, I'm going to go Thiago Silva.
Oh,
I'm thinking clean sheets. I've got to get another fullback in there. What we saying there, chat as well. Connor, who are your other two centre halves that I've filled in there?
So
Or your two defenders?
I've gone with Joe Cancelo and
Yeah.
Reece James. I've gone for.
John, who are you thinking as well?
I'm going with Reece James and Verge.
So Reece James is valued at 6 million, and Van Dijk is 6.5. Tell you what, not too, I tell you what, 6 million is 6.5 is quite a lot, isn't it? You know what? No, I'll put Andy in there. I back my lad. Right, go to two Liverpool full backs, and then I'm gonna jump to QA chat. I'm gonna go. Oh no, Salah's too much. We'll get to defence when we get there. But who's your last of it? Well, have you gone with 5 at the back on? Have you gone full on Conte and then, or have you gone with 4 or 3 at the back?
No. Obviously, the 5th choice will be on the bench.
Yeah,
Minimum. At the minute, it's a toss up at the minute for Vestergaard, just to be on the bench. I think it's either him. Oh, I'm gonna go Tanganga.
Yeah, I was gonna go Brandon Williams, but obviously with the new signing at left back, I don't think Brandon Williams is gonna get a game anyway for Man United.
Well, that, and I think Tanganga is about to join. Is it Palace? He's meant to be joining.
Oh, that'd be quite big if he did get it. He can play a centre half as well, can't he? I think.
Yeah.
Tanganga.
So for me, the other choice will be Tanganga because it was going to be Vestergaard, but then I've just seen Tanganga and Vestergaard at the same price. So yeah, Tanganga for me.
Yeah, John, have you gone with the £4 million option, or are you going to go 5 at the back and put a lot of your money, your transfer money in the kit on your defence?
I'm just debating whether to go with Rabble. You're only like 3.
Yeah, go back to the prices anyway. I'm going with the. See, they're the top value defenders as well. So you got Joel Matip, Laporte. How much is Walker there? Hang on. Let's say.
Just type Walker on the top. Can't be easier.
Yeah, everyone wants to have a look at Walker's price anyway. Walker's valued at 5 million. Good price that really for Walker. Oh, actually, no, I've just remembered. I did think about this as well. I'll tell you what, I think this is one that's going to go under the radar. Well, you've probably selected as well. Leeds United's new right back. He is up there in terms of obviously shots and like attacking stats really of last season. So Leeds, where is he? Is it Christensen? Right, I'm gonna get rid of. Oh, dude. You know what? Let's go with that. Christensen. I'm gonna go with that. It's an outside shot anyway. I think I might actually go 5 at the back. Because I mean, it's the way Jesse March does play his football. I'm going with you. I think you might be a player that goes under the radar. But there we go. John, have you decided, lad, or chat as well?
I'm gonna go with Laporte.
Laporte. Money remaining. I've got 61 million. Probably Liverpool's transfer budget that at the minute. Evening, Paul, as well. Thank you for tuning in, mate, as well. Just yes. Cannot have trends, Rob saying. Evening, Jack and Connor. How are you doing, Niall? Andrew saying his back 4 is Trent, Diaz, Botman as well. Good shout there, Andrew. Obviously, new signing for Newcastle United. And he's gone with Thiago Silva as well. So he went with, interestingly, he went with 3 centre halves and then obviously one player doesn't Trent. That does create quite a lot. How you doing, Steve? Go ahead, Steve. Absolute legend. Smashing it, mate. Made up for you, matey. I'll have Foster, Stella, and Carlin with it. There you go, Steve. But we're moving to the midfield selection now, chat, as well. I probably will have to take a couple of these players out, but we're going. John, have you selected any? Have you decided with Robbo in your team?
No, I'm going to go with Laporte. Laporte and
Laporte is valued at 6 million as well. So yeah, right there. And then who's your other option, mate? Do you want to have a little look at the £4 million options, or are you going quite big on a defender?
Williams, much as he?
As in which Williams?
Is it Brentford he plays for?
It's a Brentford.
I think he's only 4 million.
Williams. Go.
No.
That's the price. Williams. You mean Brandon Williams, yeah?
Aye.
Yeah, Brandon Williams, obviously back at Manchester United. Yeah, he's 4 million option anyway, so obviously he was on unknown at Norwich last year, so obviously he didn't stop them from getting relegation. So is that everyone selected with their defence? Yeah?
Yeah.
As well, chat. Let me know who you have selected in terms of your defensive team there. But we're moving to the midfield now as well. Get rid of that. What was I say? Oh, Salavalluta classed as technically a midfielder. Connor, who's your first selection for your midfielder?
Big again, Mohamed Salah.
Connor, you're going to have no money left here, lad.
Plain and simple. I've got it calculated. It's Mohamed Salah all day long. No doubts about it.
Yeah. I kind not pick Salah, can't I? Saying that, no, I'll leave him for a bit later. John, who are you thinking? For me, I've got to go James Ward-Prowse. He's on quite. You're going with Salah as well. He's valued at 13 million, so I know a lot of you probably will go with Salah. I've gone with James Ward-Prowse as one of my picks in midfield. That's a 6.5 million transfer there as well. I would pick Rafinha, but it's where he does end up anyway. It's going to be really interesting. Phil Foden, Mahrez. Gundogan doesn't necessarily get a start straight away within Manchester City's team. Interesting there. Con, have you got a second player that you're going to select?
Well, I've got. I'm using up all my Liverpool options here, and I've gone Luis Diaz, 8 million. Now it is. You could go Luis Diaz. You could go Kulusevski. You could go. I think Phil Foden as well. But I've gone Luis Diaz. For me, 8 million.
So you've used all your selections in Liverpool's, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Mason Mount. Obviously, Chelsea's top goal scorer in the Premier League last season. I think 8 million is not too bad anyway. John, any of your selections as well? Who's your second midfielder that you're going to be selecting?
I'm thinking Tielemans, but I don't know how much he's worth.
Tielemans, he's valued at 6.5 million.
Tielemans.
Yeah, go 6.5 million there as well, chat. And as Mark said there, Connor will have to play himself at this rate. Tell you what, probably Connor's value on Vans Football is probably 0.1% in it, mate. Connor, you're worth 100 grand. I think 100 grand's a bit too much, isn't it?
About that. It's about 10p, really.
Yeah.
It's no idea that. It's about 10p an hour. chat, to be fair.
Yeah, and obviously a good little stat here. Obviously, the Premier League fixtures for the first match week of the season. Yet again, Arsenal on a Friday night. Remember when you got battered by Brentford? First game of the season. So be wary when you are selecting Arsenal players. Obviously, Liverpool are away to Fulham. So a couple of tasty games here as well. Obviously, City, West Ham. If you are picking any of the West Ham City lads, it's going to be a big one. A big head-to-head against Everton versus Chelsea as well. Newcastle potentially. If you are gotten any, obviously St James's will be absolutely bloody bouncing for the first weekend of the new ownership as well. I want to pick Mahrez, but he's never always guaranteed minutes, is he? And I would pick Gallagher if he was at Crystal Palace as well. Trossard, you know what? I'm going to go Trossard because he's one of them outside riders and he's always a player that does. I probably will take these players out at the minute. But yeah, I'm going to go Trossard. I went with last season, Con, with Wilfried Zaha. Did you have him last year or?
I can't remember. I wouldn't have him at the minute because apparently he's going to Roma. So
is he? Oh, that's definitely not picking him then.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick Wilfried Zaha at the minute. I think
Michael Maddison, you know.
Midfield option it's weird, isn't it? Because obviously striker is the main one everyone goes crazy on, isn't it? Of course, I think looking at it, I think probably obviously James Ward-Prowse. You could go Bernardo Silva as well, but again with City, he rotates so much, doesn't he? In that team, but Maddison as well, James Maddison for $8 million.
I've gone with James Maddison there. I think he is. It's probably when you do analyse that team, John, as Connor's just said there, Maddison's probably one of Leicester's standout players throughout the season. Yeah. He offers that goal threat in terms of outside the box, shooting from range. That's why I've picked Maddison there. And I think I'm going to have to go Mahrez, you know, as well, boys. Yeah, I'm going to go Mahrez. Something's telling me he was one of City's best players last season. And I know 8 million. Obviously, Phil Foden only finished 2 points higher than Riyad in relation to that. So, John, who've your last couple of selections, mate, in your midfield options?
Well, so far, I've got Tielemans. I'm going to go for McGinn.
That's right, the value on McGinn as well.
5.
John. And go. We're better off going with Villa. I'll have to have a little look at it. McGinn is valued 5.5 million.
Yeah.
So I've seen that price down as well. I did go with Buendia last season as well, chat, but he was massively underwhelming as well, Con. Do you reckon he would have been getting selected quite a bit this season, or do you think a lot of people have learned from off the back of last year? Because he was obviously so creative at Norwich, but the transition from obviously Norwich, you'd think having better players in and around him, the Argentinian, but last season was quite very underwhelming, would you say?
Yeah, no, it was. I think he got I think it was like over 25 goal involvements, wasn't it, in the Championship with Norwich, and then coming to the Villa team and didn't really perform. I don't think he'll be the number one guy again for Villa. Of course, McGinn, Coutinho as well in for Villa. So I think people will be staying well clear. I think if you're going to pick anyone from Villa's midfield, again, McGinn, Coutinho, they're the ones to look for. Even, Jacob Ramsey as well as a potential shout as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, mate. Just having a look at Coutinho's price as well. Quite a bit, and considering I know he wasn't in the league. Did he join in January, Coutinho, last year?
In the January?
Yeah, in the January window. So even if he did double that, what you're looking, 150, 160 points over if he did double those points anyway. He's got a good shout for 7 million, as Connor said there. Obviously, Diego Carlos, Aston Villa's new Brazilian centre half, quite renowned in La Liga. But 5 million, I think, is a little bit of a deal there. Ooh, Digne. Set pieces. Oh, I might have to change this team a couple of times as we go throughout tonight here, everyone. But we'll go on to is that everyone in the chat as well? Have you got your midfield options, Connor? Your last couple of options? Who did you go with?
I went for Pedro Neto and Bruno Guimaraes. I also went Newcastle's Jacob Murphy as well for 4.5 million, just to get the extra midfielder in as well. But yeah, for me, I went Neto and Bruno Guimaraes as the main two midfielders, and then Murphy as the added option.
If I get left in midfield,
obviously you've got 5 selections anyway. But obviously, if you do go like a 4-4-2, you can drop obviously the striker, midfielder, and the defender. So even if you want, a lot of people do tend to go quite cheap on obviously your last 5 or your last options on all these. But it depends what formation you want to play. I think there'll be a couple of tinkering at the back end of the show as well. I think I might have to take 1 or 2 players out, obviously, because I might have gone a bit too gun-ho in terms of some of my selections.
it's 3 in midfield so far.
Yeah, so you could go big on one of your midfielders, or if you are going to be playing a 4-3-3, John, you could go 2 low options in terms of. Let's have a little look at the midfielders. What's the cheapest?
4-3-3. Put Salah in the front line.
Yeah, this is the. I think Salah's classed as a midfielder, so we would go into one of your midfield slots here, alongside obviously. But this is the midfield cheap options here, John. So you could go with, as Connor mentioned, one of his selections was Jacob Murphy for 4.5 million. And you could probably go with Longstaff as well as another cheap option.
I'm going to go for Kevin De Bruyne at 12.
Oh, you're going big, 12 million for Kevin De Bruyne. So we then pick 2 other options really to fill in the gaps cheaply.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the cheap options there, as you can see there, John. So you got Murphy, Longstaff, Diallo. Obviously got 44 points last season. 4 short, the Leeds midfielder, James Milner. I thought he would have got a lot more than 38 points, but obviously he was used quite sporadically, really, and it wasn't obviously not one of your first names on the team sheet for Liverpool.
Take Ramsey from Villa.
Have a little look at Ramsey's price. I think he was 5-6 million, was he?
5.5, was that? No.
Yeah, 5.5. Obviously, he's got quite a good rating last year, 109 points. So you're going to go with Ramsey as well, mate?
Yeah.
So how many midfielders you selected? You said you were going to go with 3 midfielders, weren't you?
I'm not sure at the minute.
Yeah. Right. We'll move on to obviously the attacking players now. You can come back to it, John, anyway. We'll come back to it later. So obviously you've got your main 3, haven't you? You've got Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, and was it John McGinn? So obviously we'll as I said, I will be probably changing a couple of these players anyway with me tinkering. But we'll head over to now, obviously, attackers, John and Con and chat as well. Big up to get to all your comments as well. Where's my case gone here? Great start. As it stands, this is my team selection. Obviously, if you are playing along, the link to the league description will be in the description post this show, because currently we haven't created the league, but once everything's up and running, we will be creating a Premier League Fantasy Football League, and these shows will be live every single Friday at 6 p.m. Hopefully get the lads on for a regular kid and guests as well, and we will discuss how everyone's doing. Next week, I think we'll have probably a show analysing probably the buys of the fantasy football as well. Probably one of the top talents and top players ready to keep an eye on going into this season's fantasy football as well. But Yusuf saying, yes, Jack lad. Yes, Yusuf. Yusuf, have you got your fantasy football team selected for this season? As I said, the link is in the description. So probably best if you want to play along, really, and obviously as we have a little look at the prices and everything. And I probably will tinker with this off stream as well. And obviously, I will let everyone know my changes next week if I do make any. But at the minute, it's a little rough draft anyway. But we'll go into the attackers, Con and John, and most importantly, chat. A lot. This is where fantasy football leagues, top 100 players do make their bread and butter anyway. Obviously, Son and Salah are technically classed as midfielders on fantasy football, but we'll head over to the attacking players now. Start with you, Connor. Who's one of your first attackers? Firstly, what formation are you going, Con? Are you going 4-4-2 or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4-4-2. I think at the minute might change if I look back at it. But yeah, at the minute it is a 4-4-2. I'm going for at the minute.
Yeah. So, who's your first selection? Have you got your first selection in terms of your attackers?
Yeah, I've gone with the new man, Erling Haaland. I've gone for 11.5 million. It is a little bit of a risk, of course, because we all know how good Erling Haaland is, but again, it will take him time to develop into the league as well. And one thing I will say to everyone as well, if you're using the online the thing of fantasy football, if you go into fixtures with players, it'll give you the grade as well on the right hand side of players. So if it's like white or green, then that's good games for him. Obviously, if it's red, then of course it's bad. But looking at City, like I think literally the first 10 games, like I think the majority of them, or the first 9 games, majority of them is green. So Haaland's going to score goals. And I think, look, 11.5 million, it is expensive, but you look at the list as well. Harry Kane is in that bracket as well. I think he's worth it. So for me, Erling Haaland makes it to my team.
Yeah, we'll sort by price here, chat as well. No one better be selecting Ronaldo because I think he's leaving. Well, it probably might go potentially to Chelsea. John, who are you thinking? And let's quickly get to a couple of chat's comments as well. As Ben was saying there, Gundogan is a big shout if he can stay fit. Obviously, getting Manchester City the league title in the last game of the season. Good shout there, Ben, as you said there, mate. But 3-4-3 is the best for points, I think, as well. That's Ben's rationale of thinking. It's interesting how people do adapt their teams as well, as we've said. But John, who are you having a ponder over in relation to one of your attacking spots? Oh, I think you're on mute there, La.
Sorry, I'm going to go to the new. But our new boy, Darwin Núñez.
Ooh, big shout there, John. Let's have a little look at it. Darwin, he's valued at 9 million. It's a big risk, but potentially high reward as well. Obviously, the amount of chances Liverpool will be scoring, but it's a good shout there, John. So obviously his value is at 9 million. But I don't know if I doubt anyone's selected Richarlison of 8.5. I think 8.5 is quite a lot of money, would you say, Connor and chat? I think.
Well, definitely for a person that's got games suspension, that's why he's got the red on him. But
yeah,
it's ridiculous pricing, isn't it, for a player that scores what 8 goals,
7-8 league goal averages throughout the season. Yeah. Have you thought about Gabriel Jesus, Connor and chat? 8 million.
He's in my team. He's my other striker. I think second half of the season last year, I think he scored. But when he got into the game time for City, I think he scored around 9-10 goals from December onwards. So, Arsenal needed a striker. And obviously he's going to be the main focus point of Arsenal's attack this season. So, yeah, I think 8 million for Gabriel Jesus is decent pricing. If you look at the rest of the strikers, especially for Richarlison's going for, 8.5 mil. But yeah, I've gone Gabriel Jesus. My second striker.
Yeah, spot on there. Wait, what? Jesus, valued at 8 million. I'm not gonna say Jesus again. I've just seen Timo Werner's price, 8 million. What? How many league goals did he get? Fantasy football having a joke there or something? Kai Havertz valued at 8 million. Calvert-Lewin valued at 8 million. Christ. Bobby's at 8, surprisingly. As we go down the list, Tony, I know he was quite obviously, I think he was one of the top scorers in the Premier League last season. Let's have a quick look. I still got the stats up of the goal scorers last year in the Premier League. No, what we want is last season. So when we look at the goal scorers last year, so obviously you had Jared Bowen, obviously the top, and Harry Kane, the top English goal scorers. Well, Ivan Toney did get 12 league goals last year, just behind on level points with obviously Jared Bowen and Maddison, respectively. Anyway, so he's up there. Connor, John, would you say 7 million is good value for Ivan Toney? I think it's quite good value.
Value. I think if he has Timo Werner 8 million, he's only 7.
Yeah. I'm tempted to put my mate Ivan Toney in, but I'm going to go big. I'm going to go Darwin Núñez, and I'm going to go Haaland. Let's see how much money I've got left. Oh my God! I've got 3.5 million to get an attacker. No, this is not good. There we go. I'm doing it doing Everton Football Club to spend all the money when I've got none. For Connor, who's your other attacker? So you going with Gabriel Jesus, and who was the other one?
I've gone for Leeds is Greenwood. Again,
Leeds is Greenwood.
Yeah, similar to Murphy in the midfield. Just I had 4.5 million left, and 4.5 million was spent on Greenwood. So yeah, that's my team.
So by total points as well. Yeah, as you said there. Dwight Gale. Oh, a minus $1 million. Oh no. I'm gonna work this out then.
He's bankrupt.
Who do I take out there? John, who have you gone with your attackers there?
I've got Darwin Núñez, Jesus, and Tony.
Oh, so you got obviously you're going a 4-3-3 formation, aren't you, mate? Do I take one of the midfielders out? Maybe we don't have to take one of the midfielders out. Then we have to Trossard. Maybe Trossard. Watch him get like the top 5 stats-wise this season. Don't have to go low in terms of midfielder there. Don't have to go with price value. 4.5 million. Go Murphy. Add Murphy in there. How much have we got now? Got $1 million. Do I go? Let's have a little look at the midfielders. Connor, so just run us through your team, Connor. Have you made any more changes as well? I was going to say, just share your screen if you want that. Show your team if you can.
Let me quickly.
How are you doing, everyone in chat as well? Everyone getting your comments in. Appreciate everyone tuning in. As I said, it's going to be a regular show every time at 6 p.m. GMT throughout the season. Fantasy Friday. That's what we're going to be calling the shows anyway, where we have a look at everyone's fantasy football weekends, the pre-build-up show as well for everyone's team selection, the runners and riders. And as I said, once we've done this, I will be creating a league code. And if you are watching at home, you can join that league as well. And it's a good bit of fun anyway. Jesus will not score more than 10 league goals. This is from Rob. Not a chance. Add Bag in that City team. If that is a big. Hi, Jack. How you doing? Helen as well. I'm going to smash the EFPL this season. Just wait low as well. Hi, folks. No idea what this game is, but I wish you all the good night. Thank you very much, Rod. Have you not played fantasy football, Rod? I'm going to say, you're welcome to join, mate. Obviously, the fantasy football way do select anyway, and it's just a bit of good fun anyway. Good night, Rod, as well. Have a lovely night, mate. Thank you for dropping in. And obviously, Marcus saying, how are you? Well, Connie, are you ready to share your screen there, fella?
Yeah, let me join the stream. on my
Yeah.
laptop, and then I can share it properly then. Right, there we go. That's ready for you. I think that's what it.
It's about 3 corners in here. Yeah, there we go.
It's about 3 or 4 corners in here.
So that's Connor's team. Just talk us through, obviously, your team selection and why you've gone with this.
So yeah, Mendy and Foster. I think Mendy. I think you could easily put Martinez in there as well, and I could have gone for Allison, but went with Mendy and Foster. Obviously, Trent, Cancelo, James. They're going to be high scoring fullbacks. They're going to be taking set pieces for all the teams. Perisic as well, I think, is a good value. Could definitely play, left wing back in a Conte system, or could even be on the left wing, instead of Son potentially, and Tanganga as well. I think because I think he's about on his way to Palace. I think at the minute, or it might be Forest, either one. But I think he'll get some game time. Salah, Diaz, that says itself. Neto, if Wolves have a good season, he'll be the main focus of it. For me, Bruno Guimaraes and Murphy. I think Guimaraes is going to be brilliant for Newcastle this season. Haaland, Jesus. I think it's simple. Haaland, I think he's going to be up there with top goal scorer alongside Salah and Darwin Núñez for Liverpool, and then of course Greenwood. Then just because I had no money, there's no one else there. But yeah. That's my team.
So you went with a 4-4-2 as well, haven't you, there, mate?
Yeah,
4-4-2. Is that bang on the money? Your team value as well?
Yeah, I have no money left, as you can see right below.
All right, pay your fancy for bank accounts anyway.
I'm skint.
Yeah, so obviously, as we said, probably a lot of you probably will be tinkering as we get closer to the Premier League as well. That's Connor. Thank you very much for sharing that, La. As I said, we'll head back over anyway to my team selection. And obviously the rules, as Connor said just before we come on live anyway, how the World Cup does work, Connor, it's free transfers for the World Cup anyway, in and around that time period. You can make more or less as many changes as it, Connor.
Yeah, you can practically build a new team if you wanted to. I think you get free hit as well. You get 2 free hits this season. And as well, I think it's from the end of November to I think practically a couple of days before kickstart again after Boxing Day. I think then between there you can make unlimited transfers in between as well. So you could literally change everyone in your team halfway through the season, which I think is a really good thing, especially with the World Cup slap bang in the middle. But yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. You said there, makes over to the World Cup, how that impacts as well. But John, who were your 3 attackers you went with? Was it Haaland, Núñez, and Tony? Was it?
No, I have Darwin Núñez, Jesus, and Tony.
Yeah, interesting there, La. Have you banged on your team as well? Just read us through, obviously, your team selection. Did you sort out your midfielders? Do you want me to get the prices up in the midfielders? Because you went with did you go with 3 in midfield?
I haven't got a clue what formation I went with, to be honest with you. I can read you out everyone I've picked and how much. I don't even know how much this team cost, mate. I have to write down a bit of paper.
Oh, no, is that? Yeah, to go through your you starting 11 as you would pick it anyway.
Ali, 5.5.
Yeah, I'll get my calculator out anyway, see if it. Yeah. So are you going with Ali 5.5? Yeah.
Alonso, 5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
VVD 6.5.
6.5. Yeah.
The port at 6.
Yeah.
James 6.
Yeah.
Salah 13.
13. Yeah. This is
Tillman,
John's team.
6.5.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne at 12.
Yeah. And you go with your attackers. Is it Nunes 9.0?
Nunes 9, Jesus 8, 27.
So Jesus is how much is Jesus?
8.
8. So 8.0. And then who's the other one?
27.
Tony at 7.0 equals. So yeah, you've got 15 million left, and you went with a 4-3-3 formation?
That's 4-3-3.
Yeah, so yeah, that would work. I think if you got it a 4, you'd be sound there. So good shouts there, John. Obviously, and we'll get that input a bit later as well, mate. But as I said, this is my team. You can still see a chat as well. How much have I got left here? I've got 1 million left. Probably gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna get 2 IT. I can not have a. I can't take him out. He's good. Go with that. I'm gonna go 4-4-2 there. Actually, no, 4-5. 4-5-2. Yeah, go with that. And go. So 1, 2, 5, 4, 2. Yeah, go with that. I'll go with that team anyway. So, team name. Okay. So, just in case anyone pops up my email. Choose your favourite club. Yeah, go with that. Liverpool.
Everton.
Yeah. Whoa. I agree to these terms to finish last. That's what we do, chat. Anyway, we'll take it. Let's get back up them anyway. This is what we've got at the selection at the minute. So go with that. So that's mine as it stands there, chat, as well. Zoom out a bit anyway. So as you can see, there we go. That was my team selection. So I've gone with, probably will tinker in and around with this a couple of times anyway. Martinez, Trent, Romero, Thiago Silva, Robinson, James Ward-Prowse, Mount, Mahrez, Maddison, Darwin Núñez, and Haaland up front as well. I think I might need to squeeze a Manchester City player in there somewhere. Another one. I've got to have 3 City players, haven't you? And obviously on my bench, I've got Foster, Christensen. I might have to get rid of him, but I think if anyone's playing a bit later, he's going to be a good show. So you only have to look at the statistics-wise in and around right backs in the whole of Europe anyway. He was up there with Trent in certain elements of his game, most importantly as well. The lad from RB Salzburg, in Austria, another one of them players that just come through the academy anyway. Phenomenal. But Connors, quickly read out through your starting 11 as well, mate.
So Mendy, Trent, Cancelo, James, and Perisic, Salah, Diaz, Pedro Neto, and Bruno Guimaraes, and then Erling Haaland and Gabriel Jesus.
Spot on there, John. We've had a little look through your team as well, John. Can I create a league? Hang on. Not better bloody saved, I tell you what. There we go. But chat, bear with me 1 second, everyone, whilst I just try and create this league. View my fan league, because that one. Create. Oh yeah, there we go. Create a league, and is not head to head. Classic scoring. Scoring starting week 1. How the cup works. Yeah. Okay, the league will start on the second half, depending on the size of the league. Yeah, no, so we just want a classic scoring league with that as well. There we go. Options. Invite friends. All right, there we go. Let's copy that. Go into the chat. There we go. That is the link. There you go, chat, for the league in which it was created there. As I said, everyone get that in your leagues as well. As he said, been an absolutely fantastic show tonight, boys. But quickly run through my team as well. Martinez, Trent, Romero, Thiago Silva, Robinson, James Ward-Prowse, Mount. We've got Murphy in there. Take him out, bloody hell. Yeah, definitely not having him over Mahrez. Maddison, Darwin Núñez, and Haaland. Can I save this? No. But yeah, there we go, chat. And as I said, boys, thank you very much for joining me on the first episode. John, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Obviously, once you get your team sorted, not too bad of a team you selected there, mate. But thank you very much for coming on, mate. And just shout out, obviously, your Twitter and where everyone can find you, mate.
Thanks for having us on, guys. Really appreciate it. It's just John Moore on Twitter, mate. That's what it is. The only thing I use. Hate Facebook, does my head in.
Oh, yeah. Don't let me start with that. It's just people putting food up, pictures of their scan up, innit? Rate my plate, or like rate my food as well. But pleasure as always, mate. Thank you very much for being a massive supporter. Not just my channel, mate, but everyone's content. And Connor from the Cop Council, mate, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. And obviously, this will be a regular Thursday show, everyone. So both of you lads are very welcome to come back once again if you would like to. And just shout out your content, Con, and obviously what shows you got planned this week.
So yeah, thanks for having us on. This was meant to be a content thing on my channel tomorrow, but obviously the team's made now. But we will talk a little bit about fantasy football over on my channel. Later on, I'm going to be talking about Bobby Firmino and whether or not Liverpool should be giving him a new contract as well. And of course, been keeping up all to date with all Liverpool stuff as well. But yeah, thanks for having us on. And I think again, it's going to be another interesting year in fantasy football.
Yeah, it sure will be, mate. And as I said, I'll finish slap bang bottom of the league, but it's all a bit of fun anyway.
You won't. You'll finish above me.
I don't know. You need to submit yours. I don't know if you're a bit. The pricing was sound, mate. Unless John needs a loan from his fantasy football. If you got a City owners, John, get an extra 5 million as well. But
I wish.
yeah. Shame our fantasy football isn't backed by an estate anyway. But thank you very much, boys, for joining me. As I said, the code is down there to join the league, in which obviously the channel league anyway. It is an absolute bloody legends. But most importantly, thank you to every single one of you that has tuned in. And as I said, this will be a regular occurrence on the channel throughout the season. The Friday fantasy football show every live at 6 p.m. every single week. And as I said, if a lot more people do join, then obviously potentially could be some prizes come at the end of the season as well. Nothing too big, but a little couple of vouchers as well. That'd be good. I get that sorted for the end of the season as well. So that's all your comments as well. P.S. I get it. In attack, the Invisible Man, a midfield of. It's okay. Attack with the Invisible Man. Midfield consistent. Technology and defense. Bigfoot. But yeah, as you can see, it's spot on there, Rod, as well. Thank you for tuning in, Rod, most importantly, and obviously Helen, Mark as well. Evening, Gary. Where have you been, Gary? Been wondering where you'd have been in the chat, but nice one for tuning in, mate. Obviously, Mark saying, how are you, Gary? As I said, the league link there, Gary, if you have got a fantasy football, the link is in the description. If you want to create your fantasy football league as well, your team, and it'd be great to see you all anyway. Can't wait to get stuck into this season's episode and this segment of the channel anyway. Not too bad. Mark Muzzle, how you doing, mate? Get your team sorted, La. That's why you can beat me. Hopefully you can get that sorted. But everyone, gentlemen and ladies as well, thank you for tuning in. If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you do hit that follow button and the subscribe button, respectively, on YouTube as well. And if you can drop a like on the video. Really just help the algorithm gods anyway. And as always, lads, thank you very much for tuning in. You two as well, you're absolute bloody legends. And everyone, I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. for another episode. But we'll see you next week for another installment of Fantasy Football Fridays. But everyone, have a lovely rest of your weekend.